everybody, I'm meteorologist Ashley Smith here in the First Alert Streaming Center with 19 at noon. And we're all up and going, of course, again, with Frank off this week, kind of filling in on weird schedules. So it took me a little bit more time to get ready because I just came up from doing the 11. But we are going to dive into talking about what's happening today with the First Alert Weather Day, because we did continue the First Alert Weather Day from yesterday into today. Initially because we really kind of thought more of the showers would be lingering, but they moved out pretty quickly. Of course, last night we had a lot of reports, we had a lot of warnings, a lot of tornado warnings, no confirmed tornadoes. We actually, as we were kind of reporting on it yesterday, we didn't expect to see any tornadoes. What we did see is a lot of rotation, kind of rotating clouds or rotating, not even wall clouds, but rotation definitely at the cloud level, but nothing at the surface level. I was going to see, we did have a picture yesterday, or actually it was video of some of that rotation that was kind of in the upper levels. I'll see if I can pull that up. But yeah, otherwise we really just didn't see any confirmed tornadoes. Now, I just want to mention, because I know that some folks were commenting yesterday, either on Facebook or through email or whatever, we are obligated. We have to be on the air during a tornado warning. So I know some people were upset, and some people, we interrupted Wheel in Jeopardy, and I know that that's a big deal, and trust me, I don't take that lightly. But, if there's a tornado in our viewing area, tornado warning in our viewing area, we have to break on, because we're assuming that there could be a tornado on the ground, and tornadoes are deadly. So it's our obligation to do that. So I just want to say that every time we do this, we get usually negative comments, but also some positive comments. To be honest, I saw more negative yesterday, so I just wanted to make sure that I get that out there. But today, we're not expecting anything like that. Still a First Alert Weather Day with very strong gusty winds. We're going to have those gusts even up to 45 miles per hour. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you some of those gusts that we've already recorded so far today and talk about what we can expect for the rest of the day. We did have some of that mist, some of that drizzle around the area this morning, and with the strong winds, it made it that much worse. You could almost see the rain, even though it was really light. You could see it almost in sheets as it was falling earlier this morning. Now, for the most part, we're seeing drier conditions across the area. So that's definitely some improved conditions over the thunderstorms that we had to deal with yesterday. Okay. Okay. So still dealing with some of those clouds, obviously, across the area, and a little bit of that light kind of drizzle. But otherwise, we're going to continue to watch much improved conditions with drier weather eventually. We'll have to be patient, though, because you can see right now some of that heavier rain off to our northwest. Now, likely what's going to happen here is that this is all going to kind of sweep through, and we should not have too many impacts from the steadier rain to our north. And then eventually, you do see this clearing here moving through Indianapolis, kind of moving through just west of Decatur County. So we will see some sunshine this afternoon, not a lot, but some sunshine, and that will definitely make things a lot better. So let's talk about some of these wind gusts that we've already had recorded. Okay, today. There we go. Okay, so Ethan Emery actually alerted me to this. So there was a wind gust of 46 miles per hour. That was in Vandalia. This is at the Dayton International Airport. That was just reported a little bit, well, it's noon, actually, at about 10:38 this morning. So yeah, we've had some strong gusty winds. Wilmington, I believe the highest I've seen Wilmington report so far today was 43 miles per hour. So, and then I want to take this back. So these are our local storm reports. If I take this back to the last 24 hours, what we really saw, most of the storm reports that we have were related to the rain. So this is going to be a report of heavy rain, I believe, here in Wilmington. 1.7 inches of rain in 25 minutes. That's pretty significant. We had some other reports of some flooding here in Indiana. And this was actually the area that had that tornado warning. So roadways were flooded. I think this is going to be very similar reports, most of that around midnight. So this was with those late evening storms that we had. Let me move this one so that we can actually read it. So all kind of very similar reports, a lot of this coming out of Indiana. So in Sunman, Napoleon, and then another report in Sunman. And these are different reports, but yes, in the same city, high water partially flooded a roadway. Roadway is flooded over along Meridian Street. So this one was just after midnight. That was at 11:40. This one at the same time as this one, but they are different. A different area. So several reports of flooding in Indiana, but no reports of any kind of damage, no reports of tornadoes that actually, no confirmed reports of tornadoes. We did have reports of funnel clouds. And I mean, remember, funnel clouds are, yes, that's how a tornado starts, but it has to touch the ground for it to be a tornado. And that's, of course, when you start to see the damage because it picks up the debris, it lofts that into the air. And that did happen in Indiana, Mount Vernon, Indiana, which is pretty far from here. But actually, really good video of a tornado when it was still daytime. Actually, let me see. I think this is a report of some tree limbs down. It's the only report of technical damage that we had yesterday. So this was in Franklin County. Trees reported down on Townsend Road, and that was at 8 o'clock. So that was with those initial, when we first got some of those tornado warnings. So again, we really kind of lucked out with the remnants of Beryl. We did get some much needed rain, not a bad thing necessarily. I know it might have impacted your plans or any being outside, but you know, again, we definitely could use the rain. Drought monitor will be updated tomorrow, but let's just take a look at what it looks like now because tomorrow on 19 at noon, Ethan Emery should be able to show you this. We actually should have it tomorrow morning during the show, but if you're just a streamer, you'll be able to see it here during the show. Okay. I want to make sure I'm keeping up with some of these comments because sometimes you get inundated. Okay. So, also, thank you, Becky. That's very kind of you. Becky, always with the uplifting comments. And trust me, you know, it's funny because Steve and I were here doing the coverage, and when the first tornado warning came out, which was like at about 7:10, 7:15, he was getting ready to do a streaming show. I was down in the weather center, and we were both kind of communicating with the Cincinnati Reds too, because we are the official weather provider for them. So we had like so much going on, and then we just kind of continued with those tornado warnings until about 9:30, I believe. And you have this like adrenaline rush and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. I could stay up forever. And then it just crashed. And I think the crash is today. So yeah, just bear with us. But you know, the good thing is the weather today is much better. So we don't have to worry too much about you know, it being an active day again. So that's good news. Okay, so temperatures across the region right now, here at home in the 60s, but what I'm seeing out there is that there is some warmer air to the west. So Indianapolis, I mentioned that they're starting to see the clearing, 75 degrees, 82 in St. Louis and Kansas City. I expect our temperatures to probably get into the mid to upper 70s this afternoon. 80 is probably a little too optimistic, but if we get the sunshine here in the next couple of hours, that could happen. I don't think we see the sunshine until probably closer to maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and by then we're going to miss out on some of that daytime heating. But definitely climbing into the 70s this afternoon. We're already doing that in some locations, 70 in Hamilton, 71 at Lunken. Still going to have that damp feeling outside, and let me show you what I'm talking about with those dew points still in the 60s. So yeah, it still feels humid. Again, I'm saying damp because it's a little bit cooler. I would say humid if it was, you know, if temperatures were in the 80s and 90s and you have dew points in the 60s, but definitely a damp feeling in the air, no doubt about that. So at CVG right now, if we look at the temperature at 69 degrees, winds are sustained out of the west at 16 miles per hour, but a dew point of 63. So, and officially that sunset getting earlier, only by a minute or two. Each day, but I think we peaked at about 9:08, maybe 9:09 p.m. and now we're down to 9:06. A sign that yes, we're now kind of past the summer solstice, so this is not unexpected. I know a lot of folks have been talking about how it feels like summer is really like half over, you know, and I guess if you look at kids' school schedules, that might be true, but yeah, so it's just kind of a sign that, yeah, we're past kind of the middle of summer, if you will. We've already had 4th of July too, so, but we're only in the first third of the month of July, so let's not wish it away too quickly. Let me show you. I had to cut down my last weather segment, and now I have to do the opposite. Like, I need to go longer. So let's look at the wind gust, what we expect today. Oh, and I wanted to look We haven't really talked too much about power outages. I want to see if we have any right now. I'm going to assume we probably don't, and that's why we're not talking about them. It was like about 1,000 customers without power in the Cincinnati area. So I'm glad that I looked this up, though, because now I know that as of noon, we have about 1,000 customers without power. So we'll have to see how that evolves throughout the day today. It looks like a lot of that focused near Oakley, like in one kind of concentrated neighborhood in Oakley. So not kind of a widespread issue, more is this on Marburg, Erie. So kind of between like Oakley, Madisonville, Fairfax, in that area, there's a lot of customers without power. So not a widespread issue, but yeah, definitely seeing some of those power outages right now. And that could be left over from yesterday. I mean, I hope they haven't been without power that long, but here's a look at the wind gusts throughout the day today. And I'll show you where they've already been recorded today too. But 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts throughout the rest of the day today. By late afternoon into early evening, you're looking at 40, 45 miles per hour. This is again at 4 p.m. But then those winds do die down once we get closer to sunset. So, and then it just turns really calm as far as those winds are concerned during the overnight hours. Let me show you what the current wind gusts are. There we go. I think they're going to, yeah. So 39 miles per hour in Wilmington. I believe I saw 43 was the highest I've seen so far. 35 miles per hour at CVG, 17 in Hamilton, 23 miles per hour wind gust at Lunken, and 25 in Middletown. So definitely a very windy day today, and winds won't die down until probably closer to sunset. So yes, definitely going to be a windy day today. As far as that kind of drizzly mist, it comes to an end here by 5, 6 p.m. It's really pushing out of the area. What happens tomorrow is we start off the day with temperatures in the 60s. It's going to be a pretty nice start to the day tomorrow with lower humidity levels too. By the afternoon, we're back into the 80s, and the models have been persistent, showing a spotty shower or storm. I think they're overdoing it, but a chance is there tomorrow. And then again on Friday, we'll see that chance for a spotty shower or thunderstorm during the afternoon or evening hours with the heat and humidity back with us. Now, it's not going to be terribly humid until probably early next week, but the temperatures will be in the 90s, so it's going to be warm no matter what. Here's one event happening this weekend. Okay, so we actually have talked about this on the air as well. Train and REO Speedwagon are at Riverbend on Friday, and then Saturday we actually have Luke Bryan at Riverbend as well. So a couple of concerts that should be very entertaining there at Riverbend this weekend. So Friday and Saturday, both days should be fine. Excuse me. Weather should cooperate, but it'll be hot, no doubt about that. All right, let's look at the 7-day forecast. Okay, so today, again, I mentioned that I think 80 might be a little bit optimistic, but I do think we climb into the mid to upper 70s later this afternoon. It's just a matter of how much sunshine we can kind of eke out. We're in the mid 80s tomorrow with isolated storms. Lots of sunshine Friday and Saturday with temperatures back to near 90, and then low to mid 90s for the first part of next week. We'll see a small chance for rain on Sunday. And then again, Tuesday. Let me actually show you that forecast as well, kind of the longer range forecast, so we can look at some of those rain chances. Let me take a drink first. Okay, so Rachel is asking about our chance for severe storms next week. So let's talk about that. It does feel nice, Debbie. I agree. Went for a run today, and actually I didn't mind the rain or the wind because at least it wasn't that stifling heat and humidity. I have this zoomed out because I was showing barrel, but I guess I don't need to do that anymore. So let me change this while I've got it pulled up. I don't know if I have allergies or what, but I've been dealing with this like dry throat thing for a couple of days now. Okay. So today, again, just kind of that misty drizzle, and then we dry out tonight. Tomorrow morning starts off dry. The chance for rain tomorrow is really not going to make it here until we get into the afternoon hours. You see here 7 o'clock tomorrow, so afternoon, evening, and it's a small chance. I think most of us will be able to stay dry. And then Friday, it's a very similar situation. Because of the heat and humidity, we could see a storm pop up. I think most of us stay dry. Now, the next chance for more widespread rain tries to move in on Saturday, but it also dissipates. And then on Sunday, it's another kind of similar situation with those storms kind of popping up in the vicinity. This is very typical of what the models try to do with that heat and humidity. I think our next chance for any kind of widespread rain may be early next week. You see here on Wednesday, perhaps giving us a chance for that more widespread rain. But it just doesn't look like we see a lot of precipitation. So as far as our severe storm chances next week, I don't see anything that looks like it's going to be severe or bringing us any of those threats with damaging winds or tornadoes or anything like that. I don't see any chance for severe storms next week, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, should be okay. She took a big drink. Yeah, not beer right now. Yes, this is coffee that I made at home. Look at that barge going up the river. What's this? Oh, okay. 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 All right. So, yes. Okay. So let's go back to kind of the bottom line here. Okay. I know I keep saying okay. Geez, Ashley, move on. All right. See, I switched it up. Let's just go over the forecast for today again. And then we will move on to other tasks for the day. Okay. Again, I think by this afternoon we do climb into the 70s, but the winds are going to be the bigger story. That's why it's still a first alert weather day today because of those strong winds. Officially at CVG, now up to 71 degrees. Actually, that might be unofficially. No, officially. 71 at CVG, 70 in Falmouth, 71 at Lunken. So yeah, those temperatures now climbing into the 70s, but barely. We'll eventually see some sunshine this afternoon. Very strong gusty winds expected throughout much of the day today. 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts definitely possible throughout the afternoon hours. And then calmer conditions expected tonight. All of that drizzle, that mist, it gets out of here by 5, 6 p.m. and then we're dry through the rest of your Wednesday. Thursday, just a pop-up shower or storm possible in the afternoon, just kind of typical of this time of year with temperatures back into the mid-80s. And then Friday, it's another similar situation. It's going to be warmer on Friday with temperatures getting close to 90 with those spotty thunderstorms. So today we're going for about 79 degrees. Again, the rain does taper off by this evening. I don't think you're going to see any kind of lightning or hear any kind of thunder today. It's just going to be kind of that drizzle that's out there, but gradual clearing into the afternoon with temperatures into the 70s. So again, we definitely needed the rain. So not a bad thing that we got some much needed rain throughout the past couple of days, and tomorrow we'll have an update of that drought monitor. So, okay, I think I answered all of your questions. Thank you guys so much for being interactive today. I'm going to go get ready. I'm back at 3 and 4, which I believe are streaming today. We have another day of soccer, and then the soccer tournament will be over and we'll be back on the air. And then Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer will have your streaming show at 7:15 this evening as well. Shouldn't have any disruptions like we did yesterday. So until then, I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the cooler air.